So
It said template does not exist.
yes, did you create the index.html file in the template folder?
Yes, this is the template folder. And
all right, so let me see your settings file. Let me see your settings. Your settings file.
Settings. Yeah, I'm here.
Scroll down to the templates list.
Yeah.
You didn't add a base there. So type in the type base there, capital BASE underscore. Yeah, base there, space / or is it
It's
backward?
what?
It's backward slash, yeah, slash, backward slash.
Backward slash, this one.
No, this one is backward, and so / instead.
/
Space, then in quotes templates. Remember I said that you have to register the templates folder here so that it will be recognized by Django.
Like this.
Now refresh the server and then try again.
The server 2 stopped running. Or
Yeah.
Python manage.py run server. Hey, instead of manage.py, I've put manage, py. Manage.py run server. Okay. Then I refresh this. Still.
Did you refresh it?
Yes, I did.
All right, go back. Go back to the code. Why you've closed it?
I want to close it and open again. Slash, then we do slash new plots. Slash class. So I should go back to the code. I'm here.
Yeah, go back to the code.
I'm here.
Okay, you created the template folder inside the app. I told you to create it in the main project. Create it inside the main project. So move it from the app and then put it inside the main project.
But it's like it's inside the main project.
So it's in the plot app.
Let me go to the folder itself and we see. This is the project. I can't even find it.
Open the app. No, go back.
So this is. So it's here.
Yeah.
So I should bring it out to this place, right?
Yes, paste it here.
I've pasted it there already.
All right, so now refresh it and let's see.
Yeah. Anyano. This is my second view in Django. Wow.
All right, so we've seen Let me share my screen again.
Yeah, you can come back. You come back. I've stopped.
Okay. So we've seen function view and then generic class-based view. There are different generics that we can use. Let me go to this file and see if I can show you some of them. Yes, so there's the create view, delete view, there's a form view, the update view, the list view, detail view, year archive view, day archive view, month archive view, a whole lot, right? The whole lot. See all of them listed here. So function-based views are for people who are, well vested in understand functions well, and they're also a bit advanced in the programming of Django. But for starters, like all of us, we are going to be using the class-based views, the generic class-based views, so that we can use it to also understand certain components in the Django framework very well. All right, so now we're going to move to the modules file. Right. So did you guys do any reading about databases at all? Like I said, you should.
Some little surfing around there.
So this class is sounding like it's just strong man in the class. Hack me. Did you hack me? That I know you know something about databases. Hack me. Hello, hack me. Hello, hack me. J.
Mr. Emma.
Yes. Do you know anything
Mr.
about
Emma.
databases? Yes, I'm listening.
Yeah.
You know some stuff about databases, right?
Yeah, I know some one or two.
Can you share with us the one or two things that you know?
Okay, so I know when we talk about database, we are talking about information that is a sort of structured,
Okay.
and then it is stored somewhere, or maybe it could be locally on maybe one's machine or on a cloud. But then just that with this information, it is more organized than it being just raw data scattered in the system.
Yeah, true. It's very, very true. Hack me, you wanted to say something before also AJ came in, so I want to listen to you. Or you put it in the chat. Okay, it says I'm here, please. So Hack me, I want to listen to you. Tell me what you know about databases. Amate will come to you next, okay? So please prepare.
Oh, okay. I think what I know about database is it helps us to organize data in a format which we can access very easily. And also we can link different tables together using SQL queries like let update and filter and all those stuff. So I know it's like databases, like for instance, when you have a customer, like which contains the details of my customers, then I have products which I can link them together and all those stuff. So database is more like a table, a structured table with data inside. So the data can be anything. Yeah.
Awesome. That's cute. That's nice. Amate, what about you? Please don't tell me they've said everything.
Okay, even if they said it, I'm going to say. Okay, I know database is I know database is mostly things that help us to take data from users per se, yeah, users, and also can be retrieved and also edited upon at that time when needed.
Also, so you guys have said a lot of things, and they're all true. So databases are a database is a container of tables, especially relational database. And with that in mind, these are tables that you can link them together or they can be standalone tables, right? So when you're linking them together, you're mostly using a foreign key, or you have another table which will serve as a many-to-many relation table that links to two tables together, right? And then there's the NoSQL database. So the NoSQL is object oriented. So it's JSON. Have you guys heard of JSON before?
No. Okay. I don't know anything about it, but I've heard the name.
We'll look up.
Yeah.
I'm sure Robert is doing.
I think you say it's JavaScript object notation also.
Yeah, it's JavaScript object notation. Robert is doing VJS with you, so I'm very sure he was going to talk about JSON. Or you guys will come across JSON in that program or in that session that you do. All right, so with that one, data is arranged like an object, right? And it has, like a dictionary, like Python dictionary. It has the key and then the value, the key and then the value. All right, so we're going to use the example Hackme gave us about the customer and then the product, right? We'll take a customer, we'll look at the attribute of a customer, and then we'll take what's the name? A product, right? And then we'll look at the attributes of a product, and then we'll look at purchases made in the business that we are setting out up. You get it? So the purchases will be like a relationship between the customer and then the product. You get it? So a product comes to us, they buy or they make a purchase for our product. So the purchase will become like the middleman or the minute field, a table that I'm talking about. All right, so let's set out, I'm going to open a text editor, and then we'll set out these things that I'm talking about in a file.
So can we open something like Notepad plus plus or something?
Yes, opening something like Notepad.
Or just the same VS Code will do.
No, let's use open Notepad, just Notepad. We are just writing a database structure. You get it before we even write the actual code for it. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we are seeing.
Yes.
That your screen, your writings are very small.
Yeah, I want to increase the font so that to be. All right. Okay, so our first table will be customer, right? We are not going to take every details about customer, maybe their name, right? And then their phone number. Is that okay? Or you guys want to add more attributes of a customer? All right, so the next will be a product, right? And for a product, we look at the product's name and then the price, right? Then when we go to the purchase table, we want to keep track of the purchases of the products by customers. We'll have the customer ID in it. So it will be a foreign key here. And then we'll have the product ID. That will also be a foreign key. Then we'll just add the dates that the purchase was also made. All right, so you see we have 3 simple tables, right? The only relationships that we have here is the purchase table, that we can see that the customer ID is here and then the product ID. So this one will mean that we should have some form of IDs in the product table and then the customer table as well. We'll also add one for the purchase table. All right. Are you guys flowing? Does this make sense to anyone?
So the pages tool have an ID.
Yes, the purchase to also have an ID. All right, so now Django says that, so let's say you are doing this in PHP or in Java or whatever, in React, in Node, whatever thing you're doing it in, you now have to go to the database studio and then define these things with their data type and everything, right? But Django says that, you know what, how about you just write the database logics here, and then I myself, Django, I will handle it for you without you thinking plenty. You get it? So for me personally, this is a personal note. I didn't know much about database when I started learning Django. I was just focusing on what Django was doing. It was just later on that I realized that Django was actually converting all the database logics that I was writing into real SQL table stuff. You get it? So
Okay.
yeah, so Django handles these things for us. We just have to know how to write it in Django. So that's why I talked about the ORM the last time, the object relational mapping layer the last time. Hold on, my TV is coming up. Let me put this onto that TV. All right. So in Django, right, defining your models, you use classes to do that. So class, customer, right? And then you have to inherit.
In which you are using the models.py, right?
The models of Pi, exactly. And we will inherit this model class. So this model class is what understands what we are writing and translates it into what database we are trying to write it into, whether SQL or MySQL or Postgres or Oracle or whatever studio we are using or manager we are using. All right, so the next thing is that in Django, we don't specify the ID field. That is because the module class here does that for us automatically. So you don't have to specify it yourself. So you can just go ahead and just do name, right? And then we'll have to inherit certain things too. I'm just hoping these things will not confuse you guys. I'll explain and then we'll see what's up. All right, and then we have phone number. Right, so let's say this is our first class. Our second class is product class. So that one will have the name of the product. And the price of the product. And then we'll go to the purchase as well. So remember I said that it's to be a foreign key, right? So models dot foreign key to the customer class. I'm expecting you guys to have questions on what we are doing.
Well, in fact, these are so many. Max length is equal to 255. Is there a way I will just do and all will come at once? Because it's like I can't even chase you, crap. I'm still in line one and look at where you are.
When I'm done, I'll take a break, okay? When I'm done, I'll take 5 minutes time so that you can use it to type.
Blank is equals to 2. Null is equals to 3. Now equals to phone number. Child field. Hey. Models.log. Model small, deep. And class. And I name name beside you. Price. Price. That's enough.
Can we continue?
We're almost done, eh? Class. I'm in the last class, pages. Models. Dot. Custom. Custom. Yes. On delete. Models but set now. Pages custom. No.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Are you almost done?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to
Yes.
go through this so that I want to give you guys assignments to understand with what we've written, right? Especially for the models file. I want you guys to go and learn about database and then try relating it to what we've written. Okay. So I'm trying to explain now. So in every database, like I said, there are tables. So Django has something that it does. When you create a model file and you don't set the table name, I'm not going to even try that right now. It sets or it generates a table name for you, right? So we are not going to think about that. We are having that in our mind that Django has done that for us. And I said that the ID field for every table, right? Django, that's it for the table, for the class. So now you see we have a field called name, and the name is a composite or has a composition to a car field, right? So car field here in databases is the same as var car type, var car data type. So I want you guys to read, when you read about databases and data types in databases and tables, you'll be able to relate to this. So in the car field, it has a max length. So max length stands for the number of characters that you can have, or this field name can store. You get it? And then when you read about databases, you get to know about database constraints. And some of the constraints are null constraints and foreign key constraints, primary key constraints, unique constraints. So there are constraints that I would like you guys to read about before our next session, right? So when you specify null equals to true, it means that this field name here can be now by default. All right. So see the same thing that I'm using here for the phone number field as well, right? When it comes to, let's look at the price field, which is different from the car field. So the price field also uses a decimal field from Django. So decimal field is the same as a decimal data type in SQL, right? And in the decimal data type, it accepts or it expects you to specify the maximum digits allowed for the decimal number, right? And then the decimal places, whether it is 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, we can specify. For us, we are specifying 2 as the decimal places. Right, okay, and then let's go to foreign keys. So normally, you see the one that we wrote in my text edit file, I did customer ID and then product ID, right? For Django, foreign keys are objects. They are not just the ID that you are storing. They are objects. So you write it like the way I've written it. So customer and then the foreign key, then the objects that you are trying to make a foreign key. In this situation here, it is customer, right? And then on delete. So on delete too is a parameter in SQL that you have to set for all foreign key constraints. So what that means is that when the customer object is deleted, what should happen to the customer product record in the purchase table? Does this make sense to anyone?
Yes.
Yeah, so in case the customer record has been deleted, what should happen? And we are saying that if it's deleted, right, then set that particular record or field or cell to now, right? Don't worry about related name. It's a Django thing. It's something that we'll use later, so we shouldn't worry about it. Right. And then the date field, like the decimal and then the car field, is also for date data types, right? So auto now add means that to set it to the default time zone or time value as the object is being created, right? So you guys should take your time. Read about database. You can go to W3 schools, read about SQL, data types, and all that. So right now we have a purchase table, right, which has a relationship in it, a foreign key relationship. And then a product table, which has 2 fields, the name and then the price, then the customer table too as well. What we are going to do next is to run migrations. What I mean by run migrations is that we are now going to set up these classes as tables in a database. You know, by default, Django comes with DB SQLite, right? VS Code will not be able to open it. So DB SQLite is a paper database file that we can use for the testing. Later on, I'm going to request that you guys install MySQL on your PCs, and we're going to use that one for all Postgres SQL on your PCs, and we're going to use that one. But that's not now, we'll do that later. All right. So to run migrations, right, I'm going to exit my server, and then can you guys see my server side? This down here. I'm going to type Python manage.py make migrations. So the make migrations command, right? What it does is it creates a migration file, right? Migration file inside the apps migrations folder. Remember I opened the migrations folder and was talking plenty thing about what we will use it for later. So we are using it now.
Make migrations.
Yeah, make migrations plural.
Plural, okay.
So after that,
Migration for new plot.
no, just do make migrations. Oh, you can specify the app to after the make migrations. That
No,
one,
I've accepted. When I
then hit enter. So you can see that it says that migration for my app, right? Then it shows the directory where the migrations was
create
created.
model, product, create model.
So create model products, create model customer, create model purchase, right?
Yes.
So when I go into the migrations folder, I'll see the new migrations file created. I'm going to open it and then we'll see what is here. All right, so this is the logic that Django has that it is going to implement, it's going to use it to implement it in the database for us. So the next, you can see that we have in the customer table, right? It has a field called ID. Like that. That's why I said that we don't need to create it because Django has a way of giving it to us by default. All right.
But I didn't see anything like that.
Have you opened your 0001 initial file?
In migrations.
Yeah, in the migrations folder.
I've seen it. I've seen it. Yes.
All right.
That's
So the next thing we'll do is to now actually migrate it. So the first step is to make migrations. The second step is to migrate. You get it? So that one we'll do Python 3 manage.py and then migrate itself. Just migrate. And then you hit.
so I should just migrate.
Yeah, Python manage.py migrate. Then to migrate every file which has not been migrated, it will migrate it for us.
Okay, to the end.
Yeah. So I'm going to run my server again, and then you see that it wouldn't ask me or it won't tell me that I have on a pending migrations or whatever warning that it was given before. All right, so I'd like us to end here today. Today the interruptions has been plenty. ECG and Vodafone has dealt with me. But I'll still hit on you guys to read about databases. Go to W3 Schools website, read about MySQL, because in the next session, we'll be doing a lot of querying and I'm sure most of you guys will be confused. That's why I'm asking you guys to read about it before the confusion starts to set in. Any questions?
Today has been a clear day. Demonstrations, I think it's okay. Unless those who Amate and who are not typing.
Amate, are you okay? I'm sure you guys will watch the video later. So that's
Yeah, exactly.
You upload it, right?
yeah. So today we talked about views. We saw function views, and then we saw class-based views. And then we went to how to link the HTML template to a view, right? And then we went to the URL file. We saw how to link our views to URLs. And after that, we finally talked about the models file. We are gradually moving forward and we are moving steady. All right, so thank you guys. I'll post this
So
video.
the HTML,
I'm listening.
HTML file that will link to the view. Any other HTML file, right?
Yeah, it can be any.
So it could even be a whole. It can be a whole website.
Yeah, it could be a home.html file, but there's that it should link to the view. You get the name should be the same name you have in the templates folder.
Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. We are grateful.
Any questions? Any additions. Acme, are you okay?
Yeah.
Acme.
Okay. He's not talking.
Okay. Owusu, J. I'm sure you're okay.
I'm okay.
All right. All right. So thank you guys. We'll continue
Well,
next week.
Mr.
Yeah.
I just want to say that you shouldn't be discouraged about it. You can stop the recording while I do this one.
Wait, which screen is showing? What screen are you guys seeing right now?
Your VS Code.
We are seeing your VS.
All right. Okay. Okay, you were saying something, strong man.
I said you should stop your recording then.
All right.
Have you stopped the recording? I want to say so. But I don't want it captured in recording.